So welcome back to Talking Neat. As always, I am the host, Jason, and I've got three of the members, the only members, from LA-based Dangerously Sleazy.
Yeah,
Hello.
we are Sleazy.
All three of you?
Walter's pretty drunk already.
No, I mean, I'm still part of it though.
Well, sleazy sleazy doesn't mean drunk, so
No.
Oh, it can be a different.
you can get sleazy when you're drunk.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of a big gray area you can work with in that sleaziness. So drinking and all, you can definitely.
I'm more cheesy than sleazy.
Yeah, I think it just from my upbringing, I think I grew up in Highland Park before I got all pussied out with gentrification and all this stuff going on right now. And homeboy knows we all grew up in the same area, and it wasn't super bad. Like, it wasn't Compton fucking over there, but it was just pretty rough. So we kind of grew up in that little shady. We have a little shadiness.
Is that the sleaziness?
Sleaziness too. I think it is. Yeah, I could make a lot of our new like indie friends a little awkward with some stories.
So basically, what you're saying, you're like gentrified punk.
No, I don't even think we're punk rock. To
I
be honest.
gentrified the band, huh?
Mindy, she came in from Iowa.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Alter's from Montebello.
Yeah.
I'm from Los Angeles, and she's from Sioux City, Iowa. So yeah.
So I guess we should introduce you guys. You are Manny, Altair,
Altair.
Mindy.
So we are a whiskey show.
Yeah.
So we're just going to dive right in.
Yeah, I'm like waiting.
I think we cut you off though already.
You reached the level too soon.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So we are actually going to start out with. We're going to go backwards.
All right.
We're going to start with Few. Anyone have it?
No.
So, Few, this is a rye. They also make like bourbon. They make a whole bunch of different types and styles of whiskey. So, rye, it basically tastes like if you used your lawn clippings, turned it into whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a very grassy,
Earthy type.
a little bit of earthiness.
I'm actually interested to see how that tastes.
Yeah, it tastes like shrubbery, but
it's a hard sell.
so Few. This one comes out of Evanston, Illinois, so kind of close to where you're from.
A state away.
Yeah, I mean you're practically
8-hour drive.
neighbors.
Yeah, you're practically.
So, reason I love Few, they started. They're a little below Chicago. They're a newer distillery. I think about 20 years old, which is considered new in whiskey terms. Back during Prohibition time, everyone's heard of Prohibition. Mm-hmm. So before that, there was the temperance movement. Mm-hmm. And the temperance movement was basically a bunch of bored housewives who had nothing better to do, except they'd get their pastor and they'd go outside the local bar and just start shaming them as they left. And they did not, they just hated it. And the one lady who was the head of the temperance movement, she started like the national chapter. She started getting like meetings with Frederick Douglass. She got a meeting with Isaac Hayes, the President Haynes' wife. The president was just like, "Fuck this! I like drinking."
Yeah.
So we're not outlawing it, but I mean, she started picking up a lot of power, and she was from Evanston, and her name was Frances Elizabeth Willard. So, just like a big fuck you to her, they named their distillery Few.
Nice. So it should taste great.
Yeah, and if it doesn't,
tastes
just
like fuck you.
yeah,
nice.
we'll just drink it.
Fuck
We'll
you,
do a
dude,
toast
never.
to Francis. Oh man, this is going to be the last time we have this one. Okay. So, few rye whiskey. To Francis.
Yeah. Bean.
So you're supposed to smell
Oh, smell.
the grass.
Oh, I smell it. That's actually really good. That's not too bitter.
No.
It's nice, but yeah.
Pretty smooth.
I can develop a problem with that. All right.
So how did you guys form? You guys are what, going on 5-6 years?
We're on 9 years.
About
9?
9 years, yeah.
Yeah.
And you've always been dangerously sleazy?
Yeah, for
Long
9 years.
as I've known, yeah.
Do we have any names before that we were going for?
No, I think Sleazy just kind of came into it.
Street
Sleazy actually started off as my side band. I had another band when I first met Mindy. She got to LA, and it was my power 3-piece I've had since I was like in high school, playing all over in backyards and all over LA, and eventually bars, the old Mr. T's Bowl in Highland Park. And then I met Mindy around 2009. We were
Yeah.
friends for a while, and then we started up the band because my other bandmates were, random life events coming up and just kind of having to do our
Jail
own thing.
time.
Yeah, no, not these guys. I had a couple of other friends though.
Relationship jail.
No, yeah, relationship jail. One of our guitarists kind of got the whip on him. So
I figured Highland Park, there's got to be someone going to jail.
no, that's another
Luckily.
that's another friend of mine. These guys are straight.
Yeah.
But no, that came about that way because I desperately needed to have some sort of an outlet. And Altair was actually in another band when I was kind of going through a bad time, leaving a lot of the shitty times in Highland Park away. I met Altair's group of friends that they're all from Montebello. Real nice group of people. And they actually took care of each other.
Ambition, keep it down.
Yeah. The first time I met Altair, he was super drunk, and all of his friends took care of him because he got naked. And ran
I always
around.
get naked.
Yeah, Altair got
He
naked.
is the sleazy one.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I'm the naked.
First time I met, he got naked, and some other stuff happened.
I met Altair too, and that's
Well,
how I
don't
met
hold back. There's no, you don't say
Mandy
there's
there.
some other
I don't
stuff
want
happened.
Altair just kind of, peed himself, and his friends hosed him down. And that to me in my mind, in Highland Park, all my homies would have ditched me, To me, they would have been like, "Oh, sorry, fool, on your own." So
Okay,
I
now,
met his friends.
hosed him down with a garden
Yeah,
hose or
yeah.
like with their
Yeah, like
own?
an actual
This
hose.
was like
They were playing
years
fireman
before
with
he
it.
was in the
No,
band,
garden
though.
hose.
Okay.
Yeah,
like, take care of me,
actual
like-
garden hose. They were
So you have
taking
better
care of
friends
him.
than I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what struck me about that.
Yeah.
I met him first, and I went to a party, and he was at the party, so kind of all met the same night. Well, I met you a day earlier because you invited me to a party at Calvin's. When I went to a show with a flyer that said, "I'm new here, I play drums, be my friend."
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to find a band. I didn't know
remember,
anyone.
yeah.
There was MySpace at the time. You couldn't have done something.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
we
sure I
did.
did. I looked up, I listened to a lot of LA local bands, and I found the ones that I
I feel bad
really
'cause,
felt
like,
the energy with. that
I remember
liked.
meeting you, and you're like, "Oh, it's like my first time here in LA," and I take you to like this party. Or remember that party I told you to come by, and like you were there,
Yeah.
and like my friend the first thing my friend does is get some guy like over his neck and like get a knife through his.
Oh, at that party.
Yeah, you remember that shit?
So was it?
No one got hurt, right?
Nobody got hurt, but like my
Oh.
friend, like he's like from
Sounds
the
like a party in West Covina.
That's how we all met.
Oh, in
at that
Montebello.
party.
Oh, okay.
My friend, he's like in the military. He's like a Marine and shit. Like he just like got someone from the neck and was like just.
Fucking.
I was like, hey, man.
He was still tripping.
I was like, this is not how
LA.
LA usually is. I'm sorry. Like,
That's how Dodger Stadium is after the game.
Hey, we're just,
Yeah.
we're used to whooping ass off on the field, so sometimes we gotta whoop ass off the field.
So that's pretty much the. And you,
Well,
despite all of that,
we started Dangerously Sleazy
After
together
that,
with
with
a different bass player, not Altair. Our friend Brian. And it was kind of because I had just moved here and I was trying to make friends and I was like ready to play drums and I love punk rock and we connected musically because we kind of have a lot of same influences.
It's like, what were you listening to at the
Drive.
time? 2009.
2009.
Yeah. And if you say
Anything
Green Day
in
and Blink
particular?
182,
No,
I'm going to
it
punch
wouldn't
it.
be stuff like that.
Yeah, what's
Oh,
wrong?
man, you
What's
put me
wrong
on
with
the
Green Day and Blink-182 there? We all have our roots.
Well,
I'd rather hear
I like to
something
play
like Op
punk and
IV
heavy
or
stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
we
deep
cover
one.
that.
We cover a lot of those.
Aquabats.
Like Black
or-
Flag.
Black Flag.
We cover
Actually,
Okay.
we listen to a lot of classic rock too, and
And
a
that's
wide
fine.
range of stuff. And me and Manny had a lot in common music-wise.
Too many kids now. Oh, I love punk, and
It's pop.
It's
Yeah, we're not
Blink-182.
pop,
It's
pop
kind
punk.
you know, we
I
just,
hope you heard.
yeah, like I said,
Pop
for
punk.
us, people call us punk rock. I don't even really like. Okay, we're just kind of
I think you.
angry rock and roll.
Yeah, you guys remind me more of like suicidal tendencies, like early
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
get
appreciate
some of that.
84
Yeah.
suicidal.
We get a bit of that sometimes. I feel like we're trying to emulate a little bit, but also be unique as possible.
Mhm.
Nowadays,
We
it's,
have
that's
a-
we got a lot of other great bands to compete with. Not compete with, but to push us to
Perform
another
with,
level.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now compete with. I mean, LA area.
Oh, I'm very.
There's a lot of bands.
There
Oh,
is
yeah.
a lot.
I mean, just to get on a show, that's competition.
Sometimes we get lucky because we know a few people, more than a few people.
Depends.
Depends, yeah. And
Are
I
we
used
missing
to
a lot?
I used to
Oh.
promote some of our earlier shows and would have some inns like that and like the 5-Star Bar. We used to play a show on a boat in Long Beach called the Rocket
Oh yeah, the
Boat.
boat
Yeah,
shows
we had
were awesome.
boat shows when we first started.
Yeah, we were riding around on the piers, smoking and drinking on a boat, playing like dive bar shows on a boat.
Dive bar boat.
Dive bar
I missed
boat
the
show.
boat shows.
Yeah, the boats were really fun. She actually was filming a lot of that, but when she first came here, she had her own like YouTube channel and got a lot of great bands on footage, like
Yeah.
us and my old band, and his old band.
Yeah, Chris.
It's Mindiana Jones on
Mhm.
YouTube. If you want to go see, I have like a bunch of bands, like 600 something.
So we're moving on.
Yeah.
Since I feel like I cheated you guys on the last one. This is Barrell Whiskey. Barrell Whiskey is kind of like a boutique whiskey place. They don't distill any of their own whiskey. They have a kind of like their, what would be like a master distiller. He goes out and he sources whiskey from all these different places. And then he takes it back, throws it in a big barrel or pot, and mixes it all up, blends it together, and you end up with barrel whiskey.
Oh wow! Thank you, sir.
Barrel Infinite.
Barrel whiskey.
Yeah, I think this one has
Cheers.
8 different. There's like
Cheers, guys.
2 bourbons,
Thank you guys for
2 or 3
having us.
ryes.
Oh yeah, cheers.
Enjoy your water.
Shut up.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, you feel that one a bit more.
Feel that one a bit way more.
So you guys have a new album coming out later this month.
We do. We're just getting kind of last minute stuff prepped for our little mini tour to finish off the CDs getting pressed. We got the artwork done, which came out looking really good.
It's gonna be out on August 23rd. It will be the date it comes out on like Bandcamp and everything.
Yeah, we don't do Spotify yet. Not quite yet.
Well, probably.
You're not at that level.
I guess
probably.
not, you know.
But yeah, new album,
So that's sleep apnea.
Sleep Apnea.
So how'd you get that name?
My roommate
You?
once described his snoring like a bear driving a bulldozer.
That's like I'm afflicted by it too.
Yeah, so 2/3 of us suffer from this
Yeah, we
important
just snore like
condition.
fucking crazy
And
bears.
I don't, but I care.
Get very little sleep. But, it happens. But the artwork came out really good. I don't know if you got a chance to see it yet. But that front and back, actually. We did our whole record, my imaginary record label. That doesn't exist.
It's funny. I was like looking at our Instagram the other day, like I think we announced our, or one of you guys announced our our album coming out, like the fucking
Yeah.
sleep apnea coming out. And, like there's like a bit, one of the pages that commented on it was like CPAP
yeah.
babes. It was like,
What the hell is that?
CPAP is like it's like a
It's a
machine that helps
machine.
you with the sleep apnea.
Sleep apnea models.
It's like a
wow.
mask that you wear like to help your sleep apnea.
Oh,
It's hooked up to a tube, to a machine.
I saw that too. I was really confused.
Yeah, we get a lot of weird things on Instagram, like Kevin and Bean and
They assume we're like
The,
something sexual.
the editor,
Yeah.
the head chief of Spin Magazine likes our stuff now. That's weird.
Yeah, so I was like,
Get a lot
And
of-
you don't know what
get
to
a lot
think
of
about it because
spam.
Instagram, and then they get the like little blue dots, and you're like, huh. And then we get a lot of porn spam, so
Yeah.
we don't know how to decipher from the two.
Sleazy. Because hashtag sleazy,
Yeah, we get a bunch of bots being like, hey, click on this link. Dangerously sleazy.
I want
You-
to show you my boobs. Then we'll hang out.
So that's all I have to do to get free pictures of boobs?
Apparently.
No, just change your name to something where they send you all the.
Talking neat sleazy. Just call it talking sleazy now.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So August 23rd for that. How many songs?
5 songs.
So an EP?
An EP, yeah.
So what's the plan after your tour? You got the album coming out, then mini tour.
Sure. Saving up, working, shows. We have connections.
Kind of do little trips, like shorter trips
Sure,
on
yeah.
weekends, like Vegas, San Diego.
We're
Vegas
definitely-
is a pretty far.
Yeah, we
We-
played there at the Double
yeah.
Down a couple times, so we usually do pretty good in Vegas.
The guys, Brain Fragment, we're actually good friends with them. We're actually might be planning something with them to go to Vegas.
Bunch of assholes.
Oh, we
No,
love
they're
those
good
guys.
guys.
We love them.
So nothing booked for Vegas?
Not yet. I just it was kind of an idea at our last show, just to kind of do something together when we
We're
all have the
working
time.
on something in San Diego soon.
Yeah, we're working on my passport. Hopefully get
So we can
a
go to
So we
Mexico.
can play a show in Mexico
Really?
with one of our other friends' bands, the Bastidas.
Costa Rica's pretty good for
Yeah.
bands.
I've
Yeah,
been
they're pretty
playing
good.
Cuba.
Can't go
Yeah,
there
that'd be
anymore.
rough. That'd be expensive.
What the hell?
Altair.
What are you doing?
I didn't even describe it yet.
Oh, did you chug your shit already?
There's a whole story.
Share mine with you. Are you gonna be okay, Altair?
I'll be okay. I'm not driving.
Well, you know what? You don't get to listen.
All right, I'll listen.
Earmuffs.
Okay.
Earmuffs.
Buffalo Trace. It's a Kentucky bourbon. All bourbon should come out of Kentucky.
Agreed.
It's where bourbon originated, and Buffalo Trace is one of the original distilleries out of Kentucky. During Prohibition, they were one of the 6 distilleries that were allowed to keep producing medicinal whiskey. So if you ever
Like triple X style, like whiskey or 5X whiskey.
No, it was medicinal whiskey. So, like, if you got a sore throat, or you had gangrene, nagging wife syndrome, you could go and you'd go to the doctor, and your doctor would give you a liter of whiskey for the month.
Nice.
And this is even during Prohibition.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
So people were
Nice.
probably pulling that shit a lot during Prohibition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, it was Doc. I have a hangnail, and
I fucking
there you
stubbed
go.
my toe, bro. Let me get some of that whiskey.
So Buffalo Trace.
Oh yeah.
So bourbon is corn based. Rye is more like kind of rye.
Not a big drinker.
And why are you here?
You invited us.
Oh,
I drink a
that's
little.
right.
Usually I'm the one driving, so and I don't believe in drinking and drunk.
Yeah, that was surprising to me that you were willing to drink. That's why we got Ludwig here. But Ludwig's a good homie too, so
My
He's
designated driver.
he's helping us out.
Thank you for the shout out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still got all this whiskey.
No, there's only one left.
Okay.
The closer.
I still got some of this.
Yeah, we're waiting on you.
I gotta work tomorrow. My coworkers are gonna be so bummed with my working performance in the morning.
Boo.
We all gotta work.
Y'all gotta work, Mindy. Except for me, I'm off.
What's having a
It's too
job?
much of a goodie.
Must be nice.
This is work for me.
Yeah, I worked 12 hours yesterday. I earned this.
And you wanna help?
I'll help you for sure. Anything
So
for you.
romantic.
Are you guys an item?
Can't you tell?
Not really, no.
I know. We keep it well hidden.
Yeah, you can never tell.
Let's explore that.
Explore the relationship. Things are gonna take a turn right now, guys.
Well, slightly after we formed the band, we hooked up. So we were friends for like 2 months.
Like we were chilling like best friends, like BFFs.
MySpacing each other.
MySpacing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you know it's real.
Smiley face. Smiley face. No. We could have long conversations till the wee hours of the
You guys
morning.
made each other like your top.
Call her up on my dial phone, you know, like.
Obama phone?
My Obama phone.
You did probably use dial phone.
Did probably have one of
Call
those.
the
I
switchboard.
called her up on my landline and all that, you know.
One thing about him.
Go to a
that's
payphone.
Hey, you know, I actually did have to go pay for a few times back on our shitty apartment
You-
in Koreatown.
You'd call her beeper number and she'd have to call
I
you
got my
back.
pager right here and shit. Hey, I used to play Pogs. I know what's up.
He used to call me when we were friends, and I'd answer the phone, and every time he'd be like, "Yo, what's up?" Like that was how he talked. And then once we started dating, his call was a lot nicer. It was like,
I
hey,
gave her
how's
the
it
unfriendly
going?
voice. Hey, what's up?
Sup?
No, you were all deep, like, "Yo, what's up?"
Can we drink more?
Well, we got one more.
I can't even tell if I'm drunk. 'Cause I rarely ever drink.
You're rarely ever drunk. It's mostly me and Altair that are the
No.
sleazy of
I'm
sleazoids.
I'm
the,
like
I'm
the
the
sleazy-
designated driver.
Altair's the sleaziest one because he gets naked. Yeah, I don't get
Yeah.
naked. Altair gets naked.
I mean, oh, we're not gonna get naked here, right?
Not
We're not gonna get.
He's talking enough like you're back.
Yeah. All right, guys, get ready. You're gonna see some shit.
As a last minute resort, okay.
Which one is this?
Call your friends. It's fine to be party. You're in a party mood. I want to.
So tonight, after the interview, you're getting naked.
We're gonna go off
We're gonna get
camera.
audio of all today.
Oh my god.
Audio, video.
We've got a taser.
Let's get
I mean, I'm okay with
experimental
that.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you never know what's gonna happen, really. I guess. Altair.
I'm okay with that.
There you
He just
go.
wants to get naked.
We can just play. He can just have him play
Get
naked.
teased.
Just
I
have
can
him
play, yeah.
Just have him play naked later. In the phone, man.
You prefer to be naked.
Altair.
Yeah.
Altair's like Jungle Boy, you know. He's a free spirit. That's what I like about him. He doesn't feels and he's responsible.
Yeah.
But he's in party mode right now. But he also, you know, I trust that he's ready to get this song done.
Fuck yeah.
You know, so that's why I like
Just,
him.
just,
Responsible drunk.
So what's going on?
So, I guess, how did you guys come up with your name, Dangerously Sleazy?
Oh.
Well, it started we were going to be dangerously cheesy like the Cheetos, and really I'm kind of a cheesy person. He is cheesy beneath his like rough exterior. Or one of the cheesier
So he's
guys.
got layers to him?
Yeah, one of the
Yeah,
one of
ogres
the
are like
music we
onions.
bonded to was our love of Disney songs.
Remember
Remember I had all the
Disney
cassette
movies.
tapes, Disney movies.
Yeah, we both love Disney.
I knew a girl who started out singing Disney songs. God, I can't stand.
I don't sing them
Was it
because I'm a bad
Frozen?
vocalist.
I know it's a Little Mermaid.
That was
Beauty and
funny.
the Beast.
Mermaid.
Yeah.
You monster.
That's a good
Everyone's
one.
oh,
Oh, you're the guy that like
you're the
Yeah.
one.
I had all the soundtracks
from-
in my car.
It's from last week's interview.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers to the Little Mermaid.
part of your world.
Oh,
Oh yeah, let's
okay. So this whiskey, this is Scotch. It's from Scotland, where it has to be from to be called Scotch.
Scottish.
So there's 6 regions of Scotland that make whiskey. You're gonna hate it. This one you love or hate. There's Speyside, Campbelltown, Lowland, Highland, Island, and Isla. And pretty much in order of that, they go from sweetness to smokiness. So this is a fairly aggressively smoky whiskey. They use the peat from the bogs, all the decomposing matter that's been decomposing for 100 years next to the locks. And they just whack off the front of the barrel, hold it over it, light it on fire, and all this smoke from the burning peat infuses the barrels. And so you end up with, this is Talisker 10. You get a very smoky Scotch.
Smells kind of sweet almost.
I said smoky.
Sweet.
Well, it may smell sweet, but
Oh
It
yeah.
tastes
It can be smoky and
It's
sweet
like a
together.
campfire in your mouth.
You're all terrible.
Campfire.
Do you want more?
never made that.
Did you try
With
it?
me? Oh, he finished it before you told us about it.
Okay,
I mean,
see,
I like it, but
Yeah.
it's like
I
it's
know.
one of those things where like,
Wow.
alright.
That's
It's
really
like
good.
sucking on a charcoal burn. You either love it or
No,
you
that's
hate
really good. Fuck yeah. I
Oh,
see
fuck yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
it. Yeah, so this one tastes kind of,
Not even that harsh.
I
Smooth.
taste
Like
the
a big
smoke.
brown nipple.
is that a drink? I've heard of a fuzzy nipple, but
You know, we call his name is Altair, but we call him Altair that ass up. So that maybe that should be like a drink. The big brown nipple brought to you by
I'll tear
Altair
that ass up.
you know. That's his band name.
is Altair your, like, given your birth name?
Yeah, it's
Altair.
Wasn't there like a famous Satanist named Altair?
There should be.
Damn, that Scottish whiskey is so good.
Antoine.
No, not Anton. No, there was a, before Anton, there was a, I think a guy named Altair.
You mean are you talking about like Voltaire?
Voltaire.
Not
Voltaire.
Voltaire.
Or are you
It
talking
was
about
Altair.
fuck?
I'll Google it.
Yeah, Google it. Google Satanist Altair.
Why don't you ask Jeeves, bro?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Why don't you Bing it?
Famous Altair.
Not famous Altair. Altair the Satanist.
It's a picture of fucking Altair.
Am I naked?
That was
Because
one
I
of the,
could probably be naked.
that was one of the greatest memories ever for me, to be honest. It's not even a joke, because it really showed me how much your friends cared about you.
Wait, so are we back to him getting peed on?
No, him. Okay, I guess we'll be.
He didn't get peed
He
on.
pooped himself.
Wait. Before I was getting peed on.
I was being.
No, I pooped
I was
myself.
being polite earlier.
Alright, so I pooped
I
myself.
didn't want to be the full story.
And people
So, yeah.
were there.
It was
to
a big
like,
party. I was rolling on Molly.
people cleaned me.
And that's when we met.
That was the night we all met.
That was the night we
Altair.
met, you know. So like, I was like, my homeboy had been sneaking, like, crushing up hits of E, and was putting it in my beer without me knowing, and then he gave me an actual one.
You were
So
dating
I was like on a good one.
Wait, Mindy said you date raped him?
No,
No,
but
it's you were date
my
raped,
friend
bro.
kind of date raped me without
Oh.
the rape part. And,
Or he drugged you.
So
I
I was
once
feeling-
at a
I was
Sleazy
feeling
show,
good.
I accidentally date raped drugged Manny.
Wow.
I don't know if you do remember that backyard show.
I don't remember that.
Some weird dudes gave me were like, hey, right before I played, they're like, hey, do you want a beer? And I was like, yeah. And they brought me a beer, and it was open. I was like, oh, that's weird. And I set it down, and then in the middle of the performance.
And you still drank it?
I
No,
drank
he was
it
like, hey, are you going to drink your
once.
beer? And I was like,
don't remember that.
no, I'm not going to drink it. And so Manny drank it, and he had only had 2 beers, and he was so wasted. And me and Desiree
'cause-
had to like babysit you, and we were really confused.
Oh,
and the
really?
2 dudes,
I legit don't remember
the 2
this.
dudes, because me and you smoked a lot of, we were smoking with the 2 dudes that gave me the beer, and they were like lurching around me the rest of the night, probably
So
waiting for me to like,
wow. This is news. This is all
but
news to
instead
me.
they got Manny.
So what was it? Like Molly?
I don't know, just
I'm a big guy,
some
so I
dudes
probably
that
handled
gave
it
me an
pretty
open
good.
beer
Just
and
like
I just
roofies?
drink it. Probably something like
had
that.
a few drinks.
Yeah, I feel like they meant the roofies for me, but I passed it on to my boyfriend.
So you roofied
I
your
roofied
man.
my man on
See, now-
accident.
This is why we serve whiskey. We get to the truth.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Only
of
took 5
sleazy
whiskeys.
stories.
Only took 5 whiskeys to get to the truth here. Found out it wasn't piss, it was shit.
You have any more of that Scottish whiskey? We can find out some more stuff, you know. I'm just saying.
Well, bring another bottle over.
Oh no.
That Scottish, right when,
Yeah.
right when
It's not going to be smoky.
No, right when you said the smoke, you were like smoky, and I was like, okay.
Bring over the...
The Gem's Eye? Sure.
What? Yeah. That'll kill him.
No.
My fault. I
Um,
don't know. I shouldn't have done that.
not the Glenmorangie.
Okay, not that.
I'm not even drinking and I feel drunk watching you guys.
Do you want some?
I can't tell if I'm drunk or not. I need to stand up and then I will.
Yeah, but
Yeah, we're about to, I guess.
There's glasses. No, Speyburn's too sweet. Actually, bring the Speyburn, but bring out the
I'm not.
what? Oh yeah, bring out Ancnoc.
I'm not?
Oh, Ancnoc is good.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds
Oh,
vicious.
it's good, I remember.
That sounds Norwegian.
No, that's all Scottish.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Okay,
Dangerous.
so this one's for Mindy.
All right.
Oh man, I don't even
So-
want to drink anymore.
Will it please her white skin?
Well,
Whoa.
no, this one is Speyburn. So when I mentioned the 6 distinct areas, Speyside, they kind of call it like
I'd say with
the entry level.
Is it
It's
Bayside?
it's kind of like the marijuana of the drug world when you go to
Oh,
Speyside.
it's like welcome to the world of whiskey.
Yes.
Okay.
Ah.
Well, of Scotch.
Of scotch.
It's
okay.
a little bit sweeter, so you get kind of vanilla. You get maybe a little butterscotch and toffee.
Oh.
Now with Talisker, it was more smoky, iodine,
I
charcoal,
tasted the smoke.
burnt leather,
That
burnt
was-
hair.
Yeah. My favorite so far.
What one are
Altair,
you doing?
you're pouring your own. Altair.
See, he's
We've
like-
lost
he's
Altair.
almost-
He's on in his
You gotta tell
own.
the story of that one now.
almost
Okay,
naked,
Ancnoc
naked mode.
Altair is pouring himself Ancnoc. Ancnoc is a Highland whiskey.
Ooh,
I
that
just-
smells almost
He poured himself
Sweet.
way too much, I
Yeah.
think, actually.
I did
like
not.
lighter. It seems like.
This is like nothing. Come on. You want some?
No.
Yeah, I'll
I mean-
take
No,
it.
I'm going
Get it,
Speyburn.
get it
I did
out.
not pour myself
Hey,
too much.
pass them off to the man over there, you know.
Or
a little
yeah,
bit.
who wants more?
I'll tell you.
There's glasses behind in a box.
Out of your glass, we're all fucking.
There's behind the clay
I want to drink
figures.
some out of his so he could like not.
Yeah.
No, salud.
Where are the glasses at?
And there's a box with like green spray paint on it. Just
No, you're good. I want everyone to be drinking here, you know.
I don't know what happened to the bottle of
Are you gonna
Ancnoc.
drink this?
Yes, I'll take it.
So Ancnoc, we just lost the bottle, is a Highland whiskey. It's a
Sure.
14-year, I believe. Highland is a little bit smoky. A lot of times they make it smoky. They'll take the bourbon
We'll
barrels,
get a zipple of that after you.
like
You
the
didn't
bourbon
have any?
barrels,
No. We
We
poured
have a
we
different
poured a
one.
different
and
one.
age it in it.
Take a zipple.
So you guys head out on tour in the next couple weeks after you release the
Yeah.
album,
It starts on August 23rd, a Friday.
Yeah.
which is the same date your album drops.
Yeah, when we'll put it out. And it'll be San Bernardino, San Jose, Ventura, and then some Los Angeles
Some
shows.
LA shows.
Ventura's a shithole.
We had some shows in
I played a venue
SF
up there we're
that
going
felt
back
real.
to that's really nice.
I grew
The
up in
place we're playing.
Ventura.
Oh,
I
okay.
was there for 20 years.
The garage, I believe.
Is that downtown?
I don't actually know. I don't think so. It seems like it's in like kind of like a strip mall office-y area. It's a bar. It's really fun.
It's like the Wayfair we did. The Wayfair was like in this like strip mall, but it was this really huge. Like it almost
Bar.
like yeah, we had a stage, everything. Like it was like an actual venue, and everything was mic'd up. And that was one of our best shows. They got real good footage on YouTube with that one. Good set.
So now you guys have a kind of a early 80s hardcore punkish
So,
sound, or
Bad
do you get a
Brains-y.
lot of do you get a lot of the that era? I mean, even though you're a newer band, are you getting a lot of the
Well, okay, like I said,
original punk guys to your shows who are stabbing people in the pit?
what happens is
No,
what
I
happens
wish.
what happens the most with
I
us.
wish.
No, I want to connect
No,
with
yeah,
like the bands that
What,
influence
what
us.
happens with most of us is at shows we get like the dads who used to be those old 80s punks and they're like, fuck, you guys, you just like brought me back to like, you know, and
We
then
do get a lot of that.
yeah, and then suddenly they tell their friends and we get the little connection there and people are like, well, my friend told us about you, and it just, you know,
Fuck.
Yeah, I feel like the older.
it's got a very
people
real,
get us.
genuine vibe. Just a genuine punk vibe.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, and really fun. Like our live shows are really intense.
You still with us?
I am, but like I never knew these people or knew.
You don't know these people? Did they kidnap you?
I'm surprised. I love them.
I think he was drinking before we picked him up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this is.
I love you guys.
Oh, we
Worst
love you
case,
all
I can
too.
just-
On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about Manny?
10.
What about Mindy?
10.5.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little more than
I
Oh,
got
so-
a little extra 0.5.
Why does Mindy get an extra 0.5?
Mindy's just, let's be honest, even I know this, Mindy's just that much more sweeter than I am.
She's
You think
that
I'm
rhythm?
the sweet one?
Yeah.
I think you're the romantic one.
Well,
in the
anyway,
relationship.
Yeah, anyways.
So you play guitar and vocals?
Guitar and vocals, I'm actually a
Okay.
bass player though,
At heart.
at heart.
So how come you don't pick up the bass?
I'm trying to. I mean, I do at home.
Playing bass though and singing, usually like in the hardcore punk, is a little more difficult than playing guitar.
I
Though.
like that challenge. Like I grew up listening to like the, you know,
Because it's a-
Rancid and Operation Ivy,
Yeah.
and but I also listen to like the Who, John Entwistle, Primus, a lot of that stuff. So I very much appreciate the art of bass, and like we just saw Paul McCartney at Dodger
Motorhead.
Stadium, Motorhead, and I mean like
Oh,
guys
yeah,
like
he's a
that.
big
It's
Beatles
very
fan.
hard to play some of these bass riffs and sing.
And you're cut off.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty good actually.
I'm cutting myself off a little bit.
It's more of a challenge, and I like that. Like you said, I'm very. She knows this. I'm very competitive, and I like to push us as far as we can. And there's a band we play a show with that's really good. I don't hate, but it just makes me want to push us that perform that much better. I use that resentment, I guess, sometimes, and I push it down, and it makes me want to play that much more violently and put out a better product. As mainstream as that sounds.
So now punk is a lot of the punk scene is lifestyle.
Yeah.
Do you have that lifestyle? Do you have that vibe, that feel?
I think now the way I carry myself, you know, I have epilepsy, so I take the bus everywhere. So I live the whole metro life. I feel like I'm a little lower class, obviously. I have a decent job, but yeah, I do feel that way sometimes. It's there.
You?
I definitely have the emotion and angst and inner pain and suffering that gives me the punk rock, I guess, vibe and stuff. I like to take care of myself, and I'm pretty friendly and nice to everyone, where he has more of a fuck you attitude. I have more of the attitude like, I'm curious to how you're a great person. Let's be friends.
Yeah, she's the very.
That's why they
much-
have to throw you in the back of the.
But she's a
of the
vicious
stage.
animal on the drums.
I'm the one that tries to, make
Yeah.
friends. But then, I play drum. My drumming is like his attitude, kind of.
Exactly.
Fuck you attitude.
That's a perfect example.
I think the dog has sleep apnea.
You should get that on camera, actually.
She's just half pig.
That's sweet. Oh,
So any final words?
Final words, no.
I would just tell everybody, we have the website, dangerously-sleazy.com. It's not a porn site, it's our band. But we have videos, and you can keep up on our shows there. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram,
For the road? And before the set?
we're on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I know that. Wait, there we go. Hi, YouTube.
And we're grateful that we got to be on your show.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jason,
Yeah,
for
Thank you for coming
having
down.
us on your show, man. Oh man, you crushed my hand.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
He isn't like
Appreciate
You
it.
didn't get naked.
Yeah,
didn't-
we apologize
It's-
that it wasn't as sleazy as
It's
we
only
would
like 9 o'clock. It's still so early.
It's still pretty early. Altair can get naked at
I think
any.
we're all gonna get sleazy at home tonight. But that'll be later, right? Everyone gets
Yeah.
sleazy tonight?
I mean, or that, or earlier.
Before?
Before.
Sleazy before.